are in Warsaw! Do you think traveling with a large dog is too complicated? Oliver and I just traveled across 4 countries in 4 days, using mostly public transport. Want to know how it went? In this video, I will share what we learned, what I would do differently, and 5 big tips for you and your furry one, if you have one, to enjoy your next journey. Let's go! Hi everyone, I'm Kristina and this is Oliver, an Australian Shepherd. He's 4 years old and he's just my best buddy. Good boy, Oli. This is one of our very first videos, so please, if you enjoyed, subscribe, give it a like, and leave a comment. So let's jump in. We traveled 2,400 kilometers in 4 days. That's what it takes to get from Moscow to Frankfurt. But it wasn't some kind of holiday trip. It was just a way to get home. Flying wasn't really an option because the tickets were crazy expensive, first of all. And second of all, 2 flights in a row would be too stressful for Oliver. He actually has flown once before, but it was a direct flight, so it was different. So we only had one option available for us to go by land, 2,400 kilometers. Russia, Belarus, Poland, Germany, this is the route, which we split into 4 parts. The first part, Moscow to Brest, was actually quite lovely because my family drove us there, and also Oli loves cars. He just sleeps there the whole way. We spent 1 day and a night in Brest. We also had the chance to go sightseeing a bit, and we visited the Brest Fortress, a historical site with the War Memorial Complex. It's a beautiful but sad place with several museums on site. Unfortunately, large dogs aren't allowed there, but our little family dog got in our arms. How do I choose hotels when I'm traveling with Oli? Well, actually, there are just 2 things to check. First is 24-hour reception. Yeah, when you're traveling, you don't know when exactly you arrive. So I don't want situations when our bus or train or whatever getting late, and then we are in a hotel at, I don't know, 8 p.m. and there's no one at reception and we cannot do a check-in. And the second thing is to check if there is a green area near the hotel. Even a tiny park is a lifesaver when your dog needs a walk at midnight or 6 a.m. Yeah, you don't want to wear your pajamas far away from the hotel. The second part, Brest to Warsaw, was the most unpredictable one. The distance is just less than 200 kilometers, but it's a border crossing part. Yes, so you can never know how much it will take you through all those border control and everything. I mean, also it was a sad part because this is where we had to say goodbye to our family. They couldn't go any further because, yeah, it's entering European Union zone, and yeah, you have to have a special visa and everything. Well, we actually booked a special service. It's a minivan. It cost us 120 euro. For me and Oliver, we booked 3 seats. Yeah, so if you're traveling alone, it would cost you just 40 euro. Of course, you can use a bus. We couldn't because they don't allow large dogs in there, and yeah, trains don't go through the borders. So it's, yeah, a car. That's the only option. The good thing is you don't have to just sit in the car the whole time. Once you're in line at the special area, you are free to walk around, grab a snack or a drink, and stretch your legs. So Oli and I used the time to play and get some energy out. I think it took us 7 hours at the borders. It could go faster, but because just in front of us, the customs officers caught somebody smuggling something, it actually slowed down the whole process. And then the officers were not in a very good mood, but well. Anyway, it all went well, and then once we went through the border, then it took us, I think, 3 hours to get to Warsaw. It's 11 p.m. We just got dropped off at the bus station, and now we're one metro stop from Warsaw Central. It's crazy how helpful people are here. Again, we were helped with our suitcase and the directions. We are in Warsaw! Oliwka! Oli! We are super tired. It was 7 hours through the borders and then 3-hour drive. The car. Now we're looking forward to our hotel and have some rest. See you! What to pack when you're traveling with your dog? Well, this trip might be a bit different from a holiday trip. However, everything that I packed with me, I think I take with me on holidays as well. I have prepared the full list of things separately, so maybe you can download it. I will attach it below the video. And now I'll just cover some basics, something I want to talk about. So let's talk leashes. We always carry a few because different situations need different tools. And the first one is the retractable leash. I know this is not the safest leash, and this is not something I recommend, but we use it time to time. Like when it's raining or you're in a wide open park or forest and want to give your dog more freedom without going off leash. Second, our go-to city leash. It's a simple 2-meter leash with a hand strap, lightweight, easy to wash, and perfect for city walks and day-to-day exploring. So this is what we use. And then the best one for public transport is the hands-free leash. I'll attach one end to my jeans, another end to Oliver, so it lets you carry your stuff, scan tickets, sip coffee, all while your dog walks close by. Okay, of course, a toy or many toys. Oli is reminding me that I have to talk about his toy. Yeah, here it is. Okay, then all the documents that you might need. So Oli has this blue passport. Lucky guy. I don't even have this kind of passport. Yeah, anyway. Then this foldable bowl, food or water bowl. So very, very useful. Yeah, you probably have it. Of course, treats. Yeah, I cannot imagine any of our trips without that. Yeah, Oli, you like those, right? And this cute little bag. I love it too because you can attach to your pants, your jeans, whatever. So it's always on me. It helps me to control Oli. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. Whether it's getting your dog to sit calmly at a crosswalk, or ignore another dog, or lie down somewhere on the train, treats make all the difference. So yeah, can't go without this thing for sure. As I mentioned before, it's just the basics. If you want to see the full list of things that we take with us on the trip, check below the video. So we are in Warsaw, and we had a very, very good rest. And now we're just walking around the city, and we can see this very famous building of Warsaw. Well, I've heard different stories about this building. Maybe I'll tell you one. But anyway, it does look impressive and very beautiful. So I've heard from locals that it's not exactly their favorite place. They say the best view of the city is actually from inside this building because that's the only place you can't see the building. So our train is at 5 p.m. and now it's something around midday, so we have plenty of time to do something. I actually checked some recommendations, what you can do with your dog while you're in Warsaw. And there were some really nice suggestions, actually. I mean, you can even go to a library, even two libraries somewhere here. So it's pretty impressive, which was my first idea. But then I actually found out that you can also go to a contemporary museum of art with a dog, which I've never seen before. Like the fact that you can go to a museum with a dog. I think it's something very um, rare, right? If you know such museums anywhere in the world, please then write in the comments because, yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, so this is our destination point right now. We're going to that museum and let's check if you actually can go there with a dog because, yeah, you know, sometimes the information on the internet is not that trustworthy. So you always have to check. So let's see. Okay, guys, here's the bummer. They did not let us in. Yeah, apparently only small dogs are allowed. Well, it's actually stated on their website, and I did not check that. So, yeah, lessons learned. Do not trust just random websites and always check the information, like, check it twice with official information. Well, we are a little bit sad, but not so much. We've actually found another website, and there is this National Museum of Ethnography, which is supposed to be dog friendly too. There's no information about the size of the dog. So, what do you think? Should we try our luck there? Yeah? Okay, let's go then. Yay! We just spent 2 hours inside. Look. This place is massive. 3 floors of exhibitions that you could easily spend half the day exploring. I will show you a few cool bits, but the real curious thing here is how come does this museum let you bring your pet? I did a little digging, and it turns out it all started during COVID. Like many places, the museum had to adapt. So they went online with virtual tours, curator Q&As, and other digital experiences. But when they reopened, something funny happened. People preferred staying online and foot traffic dropped. So how do you bring visitors back? And their answer was simple or creative: pets. The moment they announced it, the idea took off on social media. Suddenly, younger and more diverse crowds, including families who couldn't visit before because of bad logistics, started showing up. The way they explained this move is it wasn't just bring your dog. It was more like the museum was saying, we get you, we understand your life, and we are making space for you. That's literally what they said in an article, and honestly, it felt like that when we were there. I absolutely love this place, and I would totally recommend visiting, whether you're bringing your fur friend or not. Oli got his share of culture and totally passed out, while I enjoyed a nice cup of coffee at the museum's cozy cafe. It's just a great place, and they are indeed dog friendly. Super cool. I actually have an idea. What if we create our own little map with all the cultural spots which are dog friendly. So if you know any kind of museums or exhibitions in any city of the world, just drop a comment, okay? I think it will be really useful for all dog owners. There are lots of things still to do. I mean, we need to go get our bags and also have some lunch. Yeah, that's what we need to do, and that's what we're going to do. So wish us luck. Bye. Trains with dogs. What to know? In general, I do like traveling by train with a dog. I don't think it's very complicated, but I think it also depends on the country where you're traveling. Trains can be different. And I think it actually depends on the country where you take the train. For example, for this trip, Warsaw to Berlin, we already did it twice. And both times I was not 100% happy. The thing is that in that train, Warsaw to Berlin, you have a cabin with 6 seats and 6 people there, and it's so small. So the first time we took it, half a year ago, there was literally no room for Oli to lie down. He was lying down on the feet of those people. Well, you're lucky if those people are okay with that. I think it was my situation. Anyway, this time when we were traveling from Warsaw to Berlin, I booked first class ticket, hoping that the situation will be different. And yeah, there was more space, but look at that. Yeah, still feet of the people. I have a solution that will work for any train, any country, for sure. Choose the most unpopular time a day. Really. That's the thing. Like 5 a.m. on Sunday. I know, it sounds crazy, but comfort of your dog, comfort of the people you're traveling with. Well, they are the strangers, I know, but it's your comfort too. I remember I took a train from Frankfurt to Berlin a long time ago, and it was a 6 a.m. train on Sunday. The whole cabin was ours, and it felt so great. I slept the whole time, Oli too, and that's the best. So that's my solution. And if you have any other tips that help you to travel with your dog by train, please share it with us in the comment. I'm sure it's going to be useful for other people and for me too. So yeah, looking forward to hear from you too. So we're in Berlin. It's day 4 of our trip, and honestly, we are starting to feel exhaustion. Oli is just, he's just hanging in there. Let's call it that way. Today in the morning, he did not want to leave the hotel, and well, honestly, same. Yeah, and that's why we really want to keep it low-key today. We asked for a recommendation for a breakfast place, and we went there. But well, there was a huge line outside, and yeah, it's not our option, right? But we were quite lucky because there was a little cute cafe just a few buildings further where we had our slow and nice breakfast. Our train leaves at 5 p.m, so we had to figure out what to do with the rest of the time. And I checked a few lists. Yeah, I guess it's our thing. It's my thing to check some lists. It was like a dog-friendly Berlin list. And yeah, I thought that going to Museum Island would be a nice option because it also has a beautiful route along the river towards that place, and then we could spend some time outside. Yeah, of course, you're not allowed with a dog inside the buildings in museums, but yeah, they say it's a very nice area where you could have a good walk there. So that's our plan. And we were on our way, but then we found this cute place. How to pick a cafe when you're planning to go there with your dog. So look for an empty and quiet place. You don't want your dog to feel overwhelmed. Open spaces are your friend. Avoid places with tightly packed tables where your dog has no room to relax. I usually pay attention to the vibe too. Not too much noise, no crazy music, no crowds of kids. Sorry, kids. But it might be overwhelming, you know. Basically, choose a place where you could imagine taking a nap. I know it sounds boring, but if you just start traveling with your dog and your dog is not used to changing places all the time, I think it could be a very good start. Oliver has been traveling for a long time now, but I still prefer choosing these kind of places because I want to provide him with some spaces where he could relax, or at least, get some rest from all the crowds and attention that he gets, and he gets a lot. Anyway, if the place feels cozy and quiet for you, this will feel the same for your dog. So go for it. And if you know those places, leave in a comment. So if you're with your dog in Berlin and you want to have some quiet time but still outside, I would strongly recommend this place. I mean, it's quite big and it's also isolated. So Oli is there. It's also isolated, so you don't see those crowds, and for dog it could be nice, resting time or playing time. Anyway, we are going now. We have to head to that place right now, so see you soon there. Bye. So we headed to Museum Island for a quick walk. We kind of just rushed through it and didn't really stop for anything. We had to get back to the hotel to grab our luggage, and honestly, we were totally out of energy by then. So we took the metro and crashed in the hotel lounge for a bit. And then somehow, and I honestly don't know how, we made it to the train. At first, we sat in that little hallway part between train cars. Trust me, it's actually more comfortable when you have a dog and bags. And later, once the train got emptier, we moved to proper seats. We were done. So the final tip, the simplest, the most underrated, and one I almost forgot myself until Oli made it pretty clear. Let your dog rest. Seriously. This one is a simple one, but it makes a huge difference. After long hours and days on the road, dogs are getting exhausted as much as we are. Well, maybe even more. I mean, don't they need to sleep something like 20 hours a day? Imagine that. So here, what I would have done differently in my situation, in a trip like that. I think I would have booked a hotel with a late checkout, or maybe just paid extra for a late checkout, because these long hours between our checkout and the departure of the train, that exhausted us the most. I think we had to be outside for like 8 hours or something. Well, that's a difficult one. And when you have to do it 3 days in a row, just wandering around the city, museums, you know, that's not cool. I could have gone to a museum on my own, so don't get me wrong. Or we could just book another hotel just for having a rest. I mean, it doesn't need to be a fancy hotel, just something where the dog can stay and rest. And it's not just about walking, you know, it's also about all that stimulation that comes from outside. I mean, people. Again, it's like so many people come to your dog and just pet it, you know. I mean, sometimes they ask, but sometimes they don't. And so, I don't know, during one day, I think more than 10 people came to pet Oli. I mean, he loves that, to be honest. But he gets tired. He does not feel it straight away, but I can see it afterwards. And at some point, I actually was so not happy about myself that I let him get to that point when he's so exhausted. I mean, another thing here, it's also about the behavior. I always notice that when Oli has a good rest, he is more well behaved, he's happier, and he is more excited to go on a journey with you wherever you want. So it's our responsibility to provide our pets with enough rest. Well, to be honest, this trip was not easy, but I don't think this kind of trip is something regular thing to do. Holiday trip can be and are much easier, more relaxed, and funnier and more pleasant. So traveling with a large dog is absolutely possible, even across borders, cities, trains, museums. That's for sure. And if you like this video, please subscribe, give us a like, and maybe share it with somebody who dreams of traveling with their dog, but not sure it's actually doable. I mean, you can see it. You can. And we will be back soon with more stories, adventures, and bye for now.
Давай, high five. I lift him. Okay, paw.
Our driver said that it could go faster. Why is it shaking? Because Oli is shaking.
Не сиди там, иди. Вот туда иди, сиди, вон там.